As initially introduced, Senate Bill 655 would have added mold to the conditions that make housing substandard. That's all it did. There was no protections for the rental housing industry. There were no adequate definitions in the proposal as introduced. We often see a tenant in an eviction action cite mold as a substandard condition. What we end up with in many cases is this being the number one defense to an eviction for non-payment of rent. That is usually the first time that the landlord will ever hear that there is a problem in the house. So what we simply are looking for today is some focus on how do we make sure that the landlord has knowledge that there's a problem in the unit and that they are given the opportunity to correct before it's used as a defense to eviction. We were successful with quite a few amendments that we believe actually make the legislation and even the current practices much more helpful to the rental housing industry. So it now provides that a landlord has no obligation to repair a dilapidation that relates to visible mold, and we're only talking about visible mold, until the owner has received notice of the mold problem. The bill also holds tenants responsible for mold that is caused by the tenant's poor housekeeping. So this bill says that the owner has to first have had notice and have the ability to make the repairs. A property owner is not responsible for the minor mold that is found on surfaces such as showers and in the bathrooms, especially when the tenant has not utilized the current practices of turning on fans, for example. So CAA's created a background paper on this new law. Really what we always have said is that mold is an indication that something more is going on in your property because it cannot grow without some sort of water intrusion. And we also have a mold either background paper for you and also a document that tells you how to proceed with any types of changes or upgrades to your property when you know that mold exists. So you will look on our website and find, I think, that information very helpful.